We're live, gentlemen.
Jabbilota ko ya jabbilota odaa jala kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jiran jabbilota ko ya jabbilota odaa jala kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jiran amaaloo. Masangamala bambatu talba facava katati okkodue tokkonta walgaggala katati emule agarbadisa wano bimaltu gadisa masangamala bambatu talba facava katati tokko nyaate tokkonta walgaggala bakkataati emule agarbadisa wano bimaltu gadisa masangamala bambatu.
Daawwattoota Dubbii Oromoo akkam nagaa bakka jirtan maraan geennisnirraa jiraatu. This is an English program today. In English program today, we have a guest, Mickey T. Gray, and my co-host, Hafsadin, as usual. And today's topic is Ethiopia dismantling because of Amhara elite. Me, as a host, in my opinion, that is the greatest thing ever that can happen for East Africa, because Ethiopia has been nothing but a program that sucks the blood of the population of the entire East Africa. And the entire East Africa is starving, and they are on the TV programs, Feed My Starving East Africa, because of Amhara elites. Welcome to the show, Mickey. Welcome to the show, Taha. Please introduce yourselves, gentlemen. Go ahead, Mickey, as a guest.
Thank you. Good to see you, and thank you for thank you for having me, and I'm glad to be part of this with Taha, my friend, the most nationalist Oromo, the other nationalist Tigray versus Mickey from Canada. Good to see all Oromo brothers and sisters.
For sure.
Thank you for having me. Today is the greatest day. We're going to discuss a lot of stuff, in particular in Ethiopia. So thank you for having me again.
For sure. Thank you, all the viewers. Please do share, comment, participate with us through comments. If you have tough questions, good questions, meaningful questions, I will post them up on here. We'll try to answer those questions for you as well. And also, Oromoo TV and Dubbii Oromoo, please follow us on Facebook. Just write up Dubbii Oromoo or Oromoo TV on Facebook. We will pop up, you'll see us. And also on YouTube, the same thing, Dubbii Oromoo or Oromoo TV on YouTube. Please do the same thing up over there too. So we'll get to today's topic. Mickey, as we all know, it's been 4 months since crazy atrocities like killing, mass murders all over the place by the Ethiopian army. And then recently on my show, a guy named Mesfin, he's a diehard Ethiopianist, he's a diehard like that. One dictator Ethiopia rule, he's a diehard Abiy fan, and he was saying, we have to use the Amhara forces. The Amhara forces replaced the Ethiopian army because the Tigray Defense Force eliminated them. Literally, he came on the show and said that. So since then, Abiy has been using the Amhara regional forces, the Amhara police, the Amhara militias, collectively the entire Amhara region and the Amhara elites to commit genocide against all other states in Ethiopia, including Afar, Benishangul, even the little ones like that. The one about Tigray is worldwide, the whole world knows. The one about Oromo, the whole world knows. there are other small tribes that they are eliminating inside Ethiopia that nobody knows, the smaller ones that have no voices. What do you say about this? That the Tigray, the Amhara population is heavily behind their elites. This has been historically been going on. It's a cultural fight too. So they're calling a protest. They're going on a protest tomorrow, supposedly the Amharas, claiming that the genocide is being committed on them, and instead of them committing genocide as the sole rulers of the Ethiopian government right now, they represent that one region represents now the Ethiopian government. What do you say about this flyer that is going around that stop Amhara genocide when it's actually is them that are committing the genocide? Go ahead, Mickey.
Well, thank you, SC Jiro, and my friend Taha. Well, imagine descending or invading Tigray, even for the Amhara region or for the Amhara elite, is a suicide. You cannot dismantle, not only destroy the whole population, but they cannot even dismantle what the TDF in Tigray is. Well, this have happened. Well, the Amhara elite is always into that, into dictators and supporting all the dictators, because those dictators now the psyche of the Amhara elite, because the Amhara elite always stands with the name of Ethiopia, that it builds on the blood of other nations and nationalities. That's what happened. Right. Menelik created Ethiopia. At what cost? At the Oromos, at the Tagaros, at other any nations and nationalities, by slaughtering them all, by convince them to submit, if not by subjugation. So historically, they were behind Menelik, they were behind Haile Selassie, they were behind Derg, now they are behind Abiy Ahmed. So all the Amhara elites throughout history for the past 150 years, they're always behind the atrocities, behind all the dictators. So that's what they are doing right now. They did this 100 and something years ago on the Oromo population, including the Chalanko massacre, all that stuff, imagine. The Walaitas, by slaughter, that's how they built or they found Ethiopia. So they want to sustain that Ethiopia, giving or killing the Oromos, the Tigrays, the others. Because that's how it was established. So the other thing is, now the Amhara elite or the Amhara militias are what? Committing genocide against Tagaros. They believe, by destroying Tigray, Amhara cannot stand on its own. Amhara was there, on its side was Tigray, on its side was Oromo. Imagine there are what? About 12 million Amharas in the land of Oromo or southern Ethiopia. So you cannot dismantle southern Ethiopia as Oromia while they are hosting 12 million Amhara speaking population. The same with Tigray. In Tigray, there are Amharic speaking or Amhara speaking Amhara ethnic groups in Tigray as well. Nobody will touch them, but they believe by cleansing or by killing and massacring all the Tagaros, then they would stay in power. This is impossible. Historically, practically, it is not going to happen. It's not going to work. Instead, it's going to break the Amhara elite into pieces. So it will be history. I think it's committing genocide.
Would it break the Amhara
genocide?
If the Amhara elite break into pieces or whatnot, they would just regroup on other pieces. Would it break Ethiopia apart? Would these nations finally get their independences? Would we finally see a real freedom? Would the empire of Ethiopia finally end? Would this lead to that?
Breaking Ethiopia.
I got you on this one. You get a long answer on this one.
It was serving the Amhara elite. The project that Ethiopianism was serving the Amhara elite. See? So when you break Ethiopia, you break this elite. That's how you do it. Because if it doesn't host Tigray, if it doesn't hold Oromo, then there is no Ethiopia. It was by subjugation. It was by suicide. It was by genocide. It was by killing and massacring people into submission. Because this elite had upper hand 100 years ago. Lasted until Haile Selassie, then, including with Mengistu Haile Mariam. It was the
Right.
Wayane and all left the PLF
Even
that breaks the cycle. Then they became.
even during
They are pretending they want to return that back.
even during TPLF, except
Yes.
the Tigray region, the Amharas got all the brokers in Ethiopia. They got all the offices belong to them in everybody else's region. So they were the office workers.
True, including
But
Addis Ababa, including Addis Ababa, including power, including economy superiority. They were in every office, in every civil servant, civil service offices. So they had upper hand. Well, I think they got wrong. Meles made an Ethiopia that was suitable, number one, that benefits the Amhara population and the Amhara elite itself. But they were pretty much racist because Meles was from Adwa, was from Tigray. Then they count that bloodline, then they became the enemy. But it was the best built, it was an empire that we built for the past 30 years. Was it for nationalists? It wasn't. It was for Ethiopianists that Meles built. But, well, they break it and they dismantle it themselves. So it's not, they're responsible even for their own death. That's what I'm saying. Not Amhara population I'm talking. The Amhara elite is at the front. That is, well, inviting hosts, Eritrea, and other enemies that to destroy the population of Tigray. They will never do that. Instead, probably it might destroy them back. That's what is happening in the south, in the west, in the north. They are just creating enemies that can break them into pieces. So that's not going to happen. They're trying, of course, they're hurting Tigray. They're committing genocide in western Tigray and southern Tigray. But that is not, Tigray is bigger than that. And Tigray is stronger than that. So they cannot handle it. That's why there are 4 countries.
Let me give that chance to Mickey.
Thank you.
The Amharas are literally just slaughtering Oromo people and then saying, stop the Amhara genocide. What can you tell the world about this? Because we, the Oromos, have been telling the world literally for 30 years in America. Now they're going to go to Washington, D.C. and copy exactly what we did. Exactly the way we go talk to our senators, the way we go to talk to the Congress people. They're trying to do exactly what we do now.
First, thank you, AC and Mickey, for coming to Oromo TV. What I wanted to say, those Amhara elite, the most fake and selling false ideology to the world. Like Mickey said, Menelik when build Ethiopia is a building completely in the wrong directions. First, Ethiopia is a build only for a small group. That small group, the Naftanya. Those Naftanya, the one who actually propagating and selling out false to the world right now. Menelik is not only eradicated or genocide Tigray and Oromo. It is genocide nationality of Ethiopia. As we know that 82 ethnics that in Ethiopia, from that 82 until now, there is some of them, they can't even retain their language. They can't even speak their language because Menelik of land expansion, because Menelik of genocide, because Menelik of eradicate them. Today, the same thing that footstep that they are doing the same things now. Haile Selassie, it was eradicating Oromo, it was eradicating Tigray, Somali, Afar, and so on. And the same thing Mengistu did the same thing also. Now, this Abiy Ahmed is taking this, his grandfather, his grandpapa, he's taking the footstep of their those ones. So what is this guy he wanted to do? He wanted to do actually land expansion and eradicate the people that they call themselves Oromo, they call themselves Tigray and Somali. Those this Naftanya, they don't want to hear the name is called Oromo or Tigray and the nationality. Also, they don't want to understand their language, their culture, their customs. So they only supremacize themselves Amharic or their culture. When you come to in this world, when you say Ethiopia, when you like to say that Ethiopia, what culture they have, they only show that Naftanya cultures. They don't show exactly what Oromo culture has. Tigray, Somali, Afar, Benishangul, Southern nation. They only show that okay, people from Gondar, from Gonjam, the most elite area that Naftanya areas. So the same thing that today Abiy Ahmed is taking footsteps. Those Naftanya is outside, inside the country, they stealing the authentic that the people are suffering for. They steal that and selling to the world. Okay, Tigray is killing us, Oromo is killing us. We know that, the world also know that they are lying, they are pathological liars. We will definitely gonna stop them.
For sure, for sure. Basically, what the Amhara region does is, what's in the Amhara region is ours. What's in the rest of Ethiopia, we will negotiate for it. So no Tigrays don't have shops in Amhara region, Oromos don't have shops in Amhara region. But the Amhara elites want to go run for mayors in the Oromo cities, police heads in the Oromo cities, landowners in the Oromos. This is what they do. But nobody can even bother to go to their region. But they want to completely run the government and the economics of everybody else's region. But that is not going to be allowed. But their community over there collectively are now they're going out with this fake protest that the genocide is happening to them, when the genocide is actually happening to everybody else in Ethiopia except them. They're the ones who are running the government in Ethiopia. They're the ones who are committing the genocide on East Africans.
Let me tell you one. I just wanted to point out one thing.
Okay, go ahead. Quick.
I coming out from RC area. If you go to RC, especially when the Anole was happened, when the Chalanko was happened, when you dig out the land in that area, if any archaeologist, if any anthropology come to that area, when dig it out, they will find skulls. They will find a skeleton. That genocide by Menelik, genocide by Naftanya. It's the same thing happen again. That Oromo is genocide in Wallaga, Oromo is genociding in Borana, in the Guji, in the Shawa area. They are the one who actually genocide, but Oromo, they never have done anything to Amhara. Oromo actually, they are welcoming them. Okay, let's live together peacefully. Let's live together actually according to our Gada system. But they want to actually oppress our Gada system. They are actually oppress our language, oppress in the nationality. They wanted to speak their language, you know.
I got you on that. Now, for instance, now they're saying Amhara genocide is being committed on Amhara. Now, if you simply just do a little homework and just go to your Facebook search or YouTube search or Google search, it simply shows is them committing the genocide. So let's take a look at this together. Now, just on Facebook, you know, if you write Amhara genocide and search it, it will show up like this. This is one of the Amhara elites guy that is committing genocide on people. Actually, the people are complaining throughout social media that these character assassination coming by the Amharas, these, just look at this. This is like here in America here. They're saying, they're speaking in Amharic. He was saying they're killing him because he's just Amhara. Just because he's Amhara, they're killing him. Those police officers, first of all, they don't speak Amharic. That guy should have just addressed them in English. And then he's talking about that guy being murdered. The guy is not being murdered. So this is how good of the liars they are.
I hate Amhara people, and I've been spurting a lot of Hitler-like hate towards Amhara people. This is fake news. I've never said one bad word about the Amhara people.
ሚሽን ተሰጥቶት እየሞተ ያለ ዋጋ እየከፈለ ያለን ኃይል እንደ ዘራፊና ጨቋኝ አድርጎ መሳል ግን ስህተት ነው። የአማራ ልዩ ኃይል እየሞተ ያለው በመንግስት የተሰጠውን ትዕዛዝ ለመፈጸም ነው። መስዋዕት እየከፈለ
Now, the Kasich.
Wow.
Kasich, just because she didn't support them, they trying to character assassinate her. You know? And then the prime minister, right after that, he says, the Amhara militias, me, the government, I ordered them to go commit this genocide.
To kill Tagar or Oromo.
Right. He said, me, the government, I ordered them, I sent them out to commit these genocides. So these are the same people going to Washington, D.C. to tell the American officials and put image in America, psychologically in America, that genocide is happening to them. Now they're trying to confuse everybody. They're trying to confuse the Westerners right now. They're trying to confuse people outside of East Africa right now. If you are outside of East Africa, don't be confused. We have history of Amharas. They don't even consider themselves black. I have a question for you, Mickey. And I also have a question for you, Taha. Just please short it. Just make it short in answer. Are you guys black? Is your race black? Mickey, are you guys black in Tigray? Is the Tigray region black people?
Yes, that's how we identify ourselves. We are black. It doesn't matter whether
Good.
it's brown or
Taha,
something
are we
from
black?
education, but
Taha, are we the
we
Oromo people?
identify ourselves black. So.
Taha, are we black? The Oromo people, are we black?
Yes, we are indigenous people in Africa. We are black.
Africans.
We are not denied like Haile Selassie was denied. We never deny like this is a footstep of Menelik denied. Those guys supremacists. They don't believe if they are Africans. They don't believe. They even they don't know what kind of race they have. Those guys.
For
Sometimes
that to have a video we can speak of. This guy is one of Haile Selassie's handpicked to be educated, to represent him, to speak English on his behalf, because Haile Selassie doesn't speak English. So this is the guy at the expenses of the Oromo and everybody else's income and economy in the region, that he sends out, teaches them English, and they go speak on behalf of Haile Selassie. So this
down from the Middle East, you are not native African.
No, not at all.
Ethiopian.
As a matter of fact, we don't have the Negro blood at all. And we migrated from the Semitic type of the Saudi Arabia and Yemen and the countries just away from the Red Sea. And
so these upside down folks actually say stuff like that, Mickey. So these are the same folks now. He goes on to explain like this about this continent of Africa, these black people in the continent of Africa. This Ethiopia that's supposed to be the symbol of Africa, Haile Selassie, the guy that was told to black people at the time back then that I am your hope. But when those people like Haile Selassie and these Amhara elites, when they leave you, Africa, when to go talk with the West, or when they go talk somewhere else, this is how they talk.
Excuse me for interrupting, but if you don't have Negro blood, then this is news to me. The Ethiopians, I would think, wouldn't have any particular feeling about race relations in other parts of Africa.
We don't at all feel any relationship. It's none of our concern. I mean, we just don't care about it, as we don't have the Negro blood. We shouldn't have to worry ourselves. I mean, the color you might...
Oh, what I've been making.
And then he goes on to explain the color on his face. Why these Amhara region of Ethiopia is not black.
The color of my face is just dark because it's due to the exposure of the sun. And my country is a mountainous country. It's 800 feet above sea level. And it's more or less nearer to the sun than is the other countries that lay near the equator.
Yuma?
Yeah.
You're not white?
And not black?
Not black. What are you?
It's just in between.
Yuma, and I would like to know, are you, for instance, very much interested in the South African race?
Those are the type of ideologies and people that we're dealing with. That is the ideology that is telling East Africa, particularly that country called Ethiopia, these people are telling us that they are superiors to us. Even the West don't believe those kind of languages, that they are superior to other nations inside Ethiopia, that they're gonna do the same thing that Menelik did, and they're waving that old flag of 100 years ago and saying we're going to bring back that Amhara domination. Now the Amhara elites roused up the Amhara population. So they're killing people, like just slaughtering people all day, every day. These are all these kind of videos. Those are the type of genocide they're committing.
I just want to point out something.
Go ahead,
this video. First of all, when I see this video, I very ashamed, and this person is he acts like as elites that are leading the country for century to century, and not only me. This guy is denigrating whole entire Africa, and also entire the world. Sometimes I was wondering, when this guy is leading the Ethiopia, that Ethiopia left there economically, academically, and the politics. So this is a type of that people they're leading Ethiopia for many years. So this guy is arrogant. This guy, he is heterism. You can see that he has heterism. He only sees himself as a superior. He doesn't recognize any other ethnics and the nationality that in Ethiopia. And secondly, this guy, Abiy Ahmed, ashamedly, Abiy Ahmed, appointed this guy in Africa Union. He's working for African Union when he was denying that he's not African. When he was against African, that he's not considering himself as African. So it's a very ashamed for. Is ashamed for Africans and ashamed for the world.
Yeah, Mickey, that guy works for African Union and he thinks he says I'm not black.
Well, I think I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, including Haile Selassie himself, throughout history, I used to hear that he said that Ethiopians are the Negroes, himself Haile Selassie as well. So he's the product of Haile Selassie. Then you have the product of this guy who are killing Oromos and Tagarus at this point. But one thing has to be clear. The Amhara elite is committing genocide against, including its own people. Those are the facts that shows, including in Western Wallaga, Benshangul, and in Maihadra. They are the ones who orchestrated it and committed genocide. Look at this. So that one is clear. The other thing, the protesters who are coming out now protesting that the Amharas are under genocide, they were out last week encouraging the genocide on Tagarus, encouraging the genocide on Oromos, encouraging genocide on Benshangul people. Can you imagine who counted the bodies of the Gumuz people?
Right.
They are slaughtered by hundreds, if not thousands, every time they report. When you hear reports, Amhara victims, 100 or 50 of them, probably there are hundreds of Gumuz victims. Nobody talk, nobody say about them. So this is the problem. So the Amhara elite is the cancer that is out to destroy the whole Tigray. Then it says once it destroys Tigray,
what do you think the solution is?
After the Oromos.
Mickey, what do you think the solution is? Now we define that the problem is the Amhara.
The solution is divorce. The solution is a divorce.
Dismantle Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is already dismantled. Who dismantled it? The Amhara elite and the Abiy Ahmed.
Not fully dismantled yet. Not fully dismantled yet.
What is dismantling is not, there is no physical, there is no Ethiopia. Ethiopia is what? Ethiopia is that it is not a physical thing. You could measure it if there are all the states. You have an election.
There is a question for you, Mickey, from the viewers.
Let me wrap that one up. Let me wrap that up. We have an election, or they have an election at this time, okay? Who is in the election? Tell me. Which states are in the election? Only
nobody except the Amhara region.
There you go. So that means there is no Ethiopia. There is Amhara Ethiopia. That's it, done.
Right.
Ethiopia is dead. Virtually, it might be out there, but physically, it's not there. If you count a country as a country, it has to function at the same time. There is no Oromia at the part of Ethiopia. There is no Tigray as part of Ethiopia. Forget it. They're invading and killing all Tagars and all Oromos out there. And the Somalis are angry on the other side. The Afars the same. The Benshanguls are the same. So who is Ethiopia?
This question from
there
the
is
viewers
no Ethiopia. There is only Amhara.
Fits right into that for you, Mickey. Let me ask you this question from the viewer. The viewer is basically, what he's saying is basically that you're saying Ethiopia is fully dismantled. Me, as an Oromo, I think is very close. It's 90% there, but there is still 10% there to save it. Now we wanted that 10% to get smashed, so it becomes unsavable. The Tigray region, Ethiopia might remain in existence without the Tigray region. Now, this question beautifully fits in. The last 27 years, TPLF have been stacking up on guns. And instead of dying by themselves, why don't they give the guns to all other nations and nationalities to Ethiopia to help them fight Abiy?
Okay, let me answer that very short.
If the world forces Abiy to negotiate, he might give you guys a little short freedom. You know what I mean? Like the similar one
there
back
is no
to
negotiation. There is no negotiation. There is only concession. He has to leave. That's what it is. So they have to be defeated, and we are going to do that. That's why we're doing that. But for the question, TPLF was not stacking guns in Tigray. So that has to be corrected. Many nations and nationalists would think that way. TPLF was in Addis building Ethiopia, goddamn right. The Oromos have more guns. The Amharas have more guns in Tigray.
But Mickey, we saw so many demonstrations in Magale Stadium.
I know that was what 10,000, but Oromia has 300,000 special forces at this point. Look at this. Tigray had what?
But
10,
those are the fake ones, though. Those are not Wobos. Those are not Oromo Liberation Front.
No, but if you count them as Killil, then it's a Killil. So by proportion, if you see, the Amhara has the largest gun, the largest gun distribution, including the priests, including the women and children. In Tigray, there was no as such. Only the militias had the gun, and that's very limited. If it's too big, then it's about 20,000. So there is no stack, there is no gun in Tigray. That's why the world.
If you guys say we didn't stack it, we believe you guys.
Let me say one thing.
We are the gun. It's not the gun. We are the gun. It's not the gun that's helping us. We're surrendering.
Yeah.
Well, we're capturing the guns and then shoot them. That's how we do it.
AC, I don't visualize Ethiopia after this anymore. We live in Ethiopia with more than 150 years. In that 150 years, the nationality of Ethiopia, they don't see themselves in Ethiopia. Me as Oromo, if I don't see them in Ethiopia, then Tigray, if they don't see themselves in Ethiopia, why we are talking about the existence of Ethiopia? Ethiopia right now.
Because
let me finish.
Mickey,
let me finish it on my point.
Yeah. Mickey, there is no Oromo rebels in the airport right now. Remember Mengistu left when you yourself told me Mengistu didn't leave until you walked into the Ethiopian airport with your AK-47. Was it not true, Mickey?
No, let me finish my opinion.
Yeah. Finish that.
The solution to Ethiopia right now, just use Article 39. The only right now we all need to load it. Article 39, because Ethiopia is already failed state. It is the volcano is already erupted. I don't think it is very difficult to bring Ethiopia.
No, not even close, bro.
Anymore. So the only solution, Tigray has to call Article 39. Oromia has to call Article 39.
15%
and the
left.
Somalia and the other nationality, they have to consider themselves if they want to stay in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is already failed state. Then Marra said already. So I don't think Ethiopia exists after this. In my belief.
Mickey, how can you say Ethiopia is already dismantled when no rebel group, like the day you walked into that Ethiopian airport and took the control of the airport? Nobody took control of the airport yet. The airplanes are still flying in and out with new guns, with new troops.
Ethiopia is not Addis Ababa.
I don't like early celebration, you know. I don't like early celebrations.
That. Okay, hold on, Jiru. Ethiopia is not in Addis. Ethiopia is not in Debre Zeit. Ethiopia is not in Bole. If you understand that, then you will come up. Ethiopia is in Tigray. Ethiopia is in Oromia. Those are what makes Ethiopia Ethiopia. Okay. If there is no Tigray, then there is no Ethiopia. There might be something else. I'm not. Well, I cannot talk about, or I cannot say about what Oromos believe, but Tigray is already being killed. So forget about Ethiopia. We are on the survival mood. So it's under genocide. It's not. It's even beyond Ethiopia. Ethiopia is not there for us. We are in Tigray. So Tigray is Tigray. So Tigray is a country for us now. That's why there are 4 countries and the whole militias from entire Ethiopia that is descending into Tigray. So after this, there is no Ethiopia for us. At least I could speak behalf of Tigray.
I'm sure they said without Eritrea, there is no Ethiopia
for us.
For 90 years, they said that.
Huh?
They said for 90 years without Eritrea, there is no Ethiopia.
This is the idea of
they didn't say there is no. They didn't say there is no land. They say there is no Ethiopia that has in it Eritrea. We are saying Ethiopia will continue, of course, if it is there. We are saying Tigray is not in it. As Tagaros, that's what we're saying. We're not saying Ethiopia is not there. Ethiopia is not going anywhere anyways. The land is going to be there. The people are going to be there. The only shape and the formation of the country will change. That doesn't mean Ethiopia is dead. So we're not talking physical death. We're talking about united Ethiopia as we know it is not going to exist. And it's not there.
I got you. I'm just saying right now.
You have a government that controls Addis. That's it.
Right now, I'm just saying it's a little bit too early to call that Ethiopia is dismantled. But what you're saying is...
No. Well, we are saying literally.
When we finally come to the negotiation, when we finally come to the negotiation, Abiy will resign and he'll be gone.
Yes.
Somebody will come and replace him, and Ethiopia's federalism will strongly stay.
How do you put Ethiopia together when already volcano is interrupted? When already that everyone wanted to call Article 39? How are you going to put together? There's no way table negotiation on Ethiopia. I think the only solution that, okay, we will be good neighborhood. We will be good actually calling Article 39. I'm Oromia. I want to call country of Oromia. Tigray in the same. That is the only negotiation
Right now, only Tigray is ready to call Article 39.
We do. We're going to call that too.
But Oromos were a little bit far away because
make it clear. What the problem? Let me break into this. Listen, it's the Oromo elite that has to make sure what does it want clearly, because there is fragmentation in the Oromo. Of course, you guys know it. There are 3 formations as Tigray, as Tagaros see it. There is federalist, there is secessionist, there is another one which is status quo or expansionist, like the Abiy and Shimelis, whatever you call them. They would think they will control Ethiopia, then use Ethiopia at the hand of Oromo, just like replacing Amhara. That's another distraction for the Oromo people. That is not going to happen. Tigray will never submit to any of those. That's the problem. If we could exist side by side, that was the chance. Abiy was in power, Lemma was in power. They should have made it workable. The Oromos, of course, the largest ethnicity. No, there is no majority in Ethiopia, but it could stay in power. That was not the problem. TPLF gave it to Abiy or to Lemma, thinking the Oromo population might have the power that it needs and allocate it very fairly to everybody. But it turned out another Oromo-speaking, Haile Selassie, Oromo-speaking Derg was in the palace. So that is not going to happen. So the Oromo elite has to
this war is going to go on a little bit longer.
Federalist Ethiopia?
This war is...
exactly, it's the Oromo elite confusion might keep Ethiopia alive. If the Amharas, Ethiopians, and the other nations and nationalities can continue, Tigray has no problem. Tigray will have its own country. For that matter, it's not going to be an issue. Tigray is fighting for itself. It's not fighting for anybody. So everybody has to fight. Then they decide. To what I know, Tigray is 100% going to be a country. Like it or not. Article 39, whether it works or not, does not matter.
If Tigray becomes a country, Oromo will become a country too.
I don't know why put it down Oromo. Oromo is the number one has to call Article 39, in my opinion. Because let me point out one thing.
I would believe so.
Yeah, well, let me point out one thing. What does Abiy Ahmed want? Abiy Ahmed doesn't want Oromo. He doesn't want the Tigray people. He only wants the land, like Milik has done before. So
power.
There is no like land in Tigray without Tigrayan people. It's the same thing as in Oromo too. Now we need to be, as a survival, keep our land, keep our resource, keep our region. The same thing Tigray. If you are good neighbors, I think it will be really good country. Otherwise, there is no Ethiopia after this. But one thing I wanted to point out, the way we need to dismantle this regime, as politically we need to come together, push forward to get rid of Abiy Ahmed.
For sure. So,
I agree
Mickey,
on that.
So, no matter what, Tigray is going to go for their independence.
No matter what. It does not matter whether you tell us Ethiopia is going to work under the Oromo rule or under the Amhara rule, under federalism. We are not going to take it. We are dying. Ethiopia is not going to be continuing at the graveyard land of Tegaru. That is the cost that Ethiopia has to pay. Killing us will kill Ethiopia. Done.
Let's just say, by nature or by whatever war he got himself into, Abiy disappears tomorrow morning after Earth.
He will, anyways. It's a matter of time.
Right? Let's just say Abiy goes 6 feet down, right?
Of days.
No, don't say
it's
let's say. He's going to. Take it 100%.
Okay, let's just say.
It's going to happen.
Let's just say it just happened, like within the next 30 days while the war is going on.
Yes.
It will.
And then the new guy comes up and he says he will negotiate, the war ends. And would Tigray still declare for independence, or would Tigray want to, get a piece of Ethiopia?
No, there is no question. Tigray, already the damage is done. Tigray is done, I'm telling you.
Good.
That's
very good.
Nothing is worse. Nothing will happen worse than what happened now. Tigray is being destroyed. The Amhara elite wants to build Ethiopia by killing Tagars. This will never happen. It doesn't matter. And that could be more too optimistic, but it doesn't matter. Either Jesus came or something else came. No, we're not going to stay part of
Well,
Ethiopia.
before now is turning, things will turn great. Like, if you guys really go for your independence, the Tigray people go really for your independence, Oromo people, we're just gonna walk into freedom, because before we were tired. Every time we punch Amhara, you're biting our butt from this side, and then the Eritreans are biting us from this side. So now we have
Eritrea will pay price.
We have less people biting us now. If you guys get your independence and move on too. So we get Amhara 101. Oh boy, that is the Oromo dream.
Not only 101, Amhara is 1 to 4. Surrounding it is building enemies that might fight it back. We're going to.
Oh boy,
if they destroy
that's the dream of
Makala,
Oromos.
then there is a cost for it. If they are destroying the people of Tigray, then the Amhara elite are criminals. Already Abiy Ahmed said it. The Amhara militias with him means they are the enemies of Tigray. That's what he said literally. Then we will stand up and fight back for that.
Abiy Ahmed,
I think I would say
Abiy Ahmed is not only enemy of Oromo in the Tigray. He's an enemy of the land is called
the Amhara itself as well.
Except
in
Naftanya.
the Amhara itself, yes.
Yeah, except Naftanya.
No, even the Naftanya. There are poor people getting killed too. He could not even
exactly.
save the Amharas.
So Abiy is the one who dismantled Ethiopia. In an aspect of everything. So there is no way that we can sit down and negotiate to bring Ethiopia back again. That time is over. No. That time is over.
Mickey, what you were saying is, Mickey, what you were saying is the Amharas were killed by the people doing self-defense, because Amharas are the ones that went and attacked these people.
Yeah,
right?
It is the Amhara which is killing the Amharas as well.
Did anybody went to Amhara?
Amhara is a mad dog. They don't know. They're killing everyone in Ethiopia.
Right, they're the ones doing the attack.
They are butchering Tigray. They are butchering Sudan.
No.
They are butchering Oromo and Benishangul. This is a mad dog. It's biting everywhere. So we need to get rid of it. They have to leave Oromia. I'm just talking as you speak of Oromo.
Listen,
they have to leave Oromo.
Mickey, they got three.
I think we have to make.
The Amhara elites got about 3 to 4 very, very hungry hungry guys to replace Abiy. Which one you think wants to replace him, in your opinion?
Amhara?
Or in your views?
If
Yeah. Who wants to
Amhara,
replace Abiy?
if the
None of them.
Amhara, if the Amhara elite exists, yes, there is no Amhara elite to be existed after Abiy. They are going to be gone with Abiy to the drain.
Look,
I'm saying. So this
let
is
me
not a
tell you-
prediction. This is reality. There is no
That
way that Amhara might replace, or the Amhara elite might replace Abiy. Amhara elite. You read Abiy, then replace another Amhara elite, then you bring another destruction to the rest of Ethiopia, not only Ethiopia, including to the Amhara people. So I think one distinction as Tagarus, we distinguish or we separate the people, the Amhara elite. The Amhara elite is not good, not only for other nations and nationalities, but including for the Amhara people itself. They are the victim of this war. They are the victim of the genocide. So I think there should be distinction between it.
Let me tell you one thing, AC.
Go.
Amhara people or Amhara elite, they had a golden opportunity on Abiy to apologize Ethiopia what they have done like 300 years ago. I mean, until now, from 300 until now, what they have done, they had a golden opportunity, but they missed that. They just back to the same thing what happened in the Menelik time. What happened in the Haile Selassie
They even made it they made it even worse.
Worse. So there is no way. There is no way we can negotiate with these people. There is no way we can bring them as a federal where we think it. These people, they has to be leave the Ethiopia, or they need to have their own country.
Mickey, what are you gonna do if a helicopter drops the Amhara elites and Abiy in Asmara?
Asmara is not going to exist either. So there is no Amhara, there is no Amhara elite, there is no Asmara elite, there is no Abiy for us. Three of them are the same, has to go. And they will go.
Would Tigray go to war with Eritrea? Would a new war start?
War.
If they move over there?
It's already in war.
Let me tell you this.
No, it's not going to stop. There is already war. So they are
it's already in war, but
we will be in their...
Oh, you will go into their yard. Right now, they're in your yard.
Are you kidding me? They dare to come to our backyard, then we will dare to go to their backyard. There is no question. They have no business to be in Maqala, then we will have a business to be in Asmara then. The same goes. So there is no way. Isaias has to run or die too. The same thing.
Isaias is the cancer in the horn of Africa.
Exactly. This cancer has to be gone.
This has to be gone. This guy is staying in Africa, in the Horn of Africa. They're not gonna go forward, moving forward in the peaceful way. So this guy, he dismantling Ethiopia. He trying to dismantling the Sudan. He dismantling the whole Egypt or in the Horn of Africa. So this guy I don't have any word to compare to it. It's like a North Korea communist. You know what I'm saying? It's like a North Korea communist. So this guy, we need to get rid of this guy. I don't think we have to talk about this idiots, political elites in the Horn of Africa.
See, the other thing is, Isaias is not the enemy of Tigray only. He's the enemy of Oromo as well. There are brigades in Western or in Oromia. There are brigades in the Oromo with the Amhara elite. This guy is fighting with the Amhara people. I mean, elite, not the people. The people are dying like anybody else. He is siding with these people to dismantle Tigray and Oromo or Oromia. So he is a common enemy to the list of all Ethiopians, including the Amharas.
Isaias owns us $10 billion.
We start war with Oromo.
Isaias owns us $10 billion and also 17 years of Oromo cause delay. So that's not even measurable. 17 years of Oromo cause delay that he did to Oromo people. So there's going to be no fun friendship there either for a while.
The worst enemy of Ethiopia right now, number one is Naftanya. The second is Isaias Afwerki. Isaias Afwerki, he doesn't want Ethiopia is come together. When something happened in Ethiopia, this idiot Abiy Ahmed, he fly to Asmara, he take a device and come back and then do whatever he want to do. For example, who arrested Jawar Mohammed is a device of Isaias Afwerki. Who has arrested Bakala Garba?
Exactly.
Is a device of Isaias Afwerki. who start to work with the Tigray and the Benishangul in the Oromia region is a device of Isaias Afwerki. So Isaias Afwerki, technically, he's the one who actually leads.
He's the leader.
The leading the chaos that happened in Ethiopia right now.
Now, since we're toward the closing line, how disgraceful is this? To not fight Sudan, but run off the land where Sudan came to take, and then go slaughter others to expand your land. So why is Amhara at least not fighting Sudan?
Well, you know, short to make it. The Amhara elites are not fighting Sudan because they want to destroy first Tigray, then they want to destroy second Oromo, then they want to destroy a third Sudan. And Sudan, do not forget, it's claiming its own, reclaiming its own land. It's like Addis Ababa, you're claiming it into Finfinne. It's like Nazareth, you're claiming into Adama. It's like Debre Zeit, you're claiming into Bisheftu. The same is happening to Sudan. The same is happening to Western Tigray. So the expansion of the Amhara elite was there back 100 years, 150 years, still happening. So Sudan has the
But Amharas are never really successful.
Why the Amhara are not fighting back?
You think that's a good tactic by Amharas?
Let me tell you this.
To save the strongest for the last?
Let me point this.
Do they have any?
But the strongest will keep supplying the weak ones.
Look.
No, they don't think so.
Ethiopia,
they think Tigray is the strongest. Then second is Oromo, then third is Sudan. That's how they think. That's why they are
Let me tell you.
What does that mean? So they have no brain. That's a problem. If they had a brain, they wouldn't take on Tigray. They wouldn't touch Tigray. Then when Tigray is out, then everybody's in. So there you go. The gate is open. It was always about Tigray that keeps the balance of power in Ethiopia. When there is no Tigray, forget Sudan. Egypt could get in and claim Benishangul and the Renaissance Dam. So nothing, nothing without Ethiopia, nothing without Tigray, nothing without Oromo.
Let me
tell you, it cannot even exist for its own. It will be split in 5. There is Agaw, there is Beja, there is Kemant, there is Shinasha, whatever you call it. There is no even as such an Amhara. They denied themselves. Nasfin Oldemariam denied 100 times. He said there is no nation as such as Amhara. There is only Amhara land. That's what he said. So they cannot even read what is happening, and they dismantle Ethiopia. That benefits them the most.
Yikes.
So this is societal kind of cult. It's a cult. It's not leadership in Amhara. There is no leader in Amhara, even for the Amhara people. They are slaughtered. They are the victims of their own leaders. They are captive of their own leaders. It would have been the best if the Amharas coexist with Tigray, with Oromo, with respect, with all those nations and nationalities. But there is no way, because the crazy cult is in power now. That's supported by Abiy Ahmed, and in return, it supports Abiy Ahmed.
Yeah.
When the country, they call that one country, they have a state, then has to have security. But the Ethiopian security is being sold by Abiy Ahmed. When he bring in Eritrea inside, he already sold the Ethiopian security. And the same thing Sudan, the same thing Arab Emirates. So who actually bring in?
They give the land to Sudan by himself. You know that.
Who's bringing to major issue to Ethiopia? Abiy Ahmed. Sudan, the reason they don't want to fight with the Sudan, because they said that the greatest enemy, even though we are Ethiopian citizens, the greatest enemy in Ethiopia, Oromo and Tigray, nationality of Ethiopia. So they wanted to get rid of this, get rid of this nationality of Ethiopia, then want to go back to Sudan. So this, who's doing this? Naftanya and Abiy Ahmed. So Ethiopia, that's why we call it Ethiopia is a failed state. Marro was 100% right, because this guy he's taking advice. He's not taking advice from his own country. He's taking advice from Mallas. Isaias Afwerki. He's taking advice from
Isaias.
Yeah, Arab Emirates.
This is gonna come back to their children. Yeah. You know that, right?
So
you know it's gonna come back to their children. Like whenever a nation forces other nations to move off, whenever they remove people off a land, like many years later, like the second generation will build up and come back, they will remove you. We had this back and forth.
Do not go even.
We had this back and forth.
It doesn't even take 2 generations. This generation as this generation is gonna reclaim its own land, Tigray will do that. Trust me, it will never. The Amhara
But you guys
will
never
never
really.
stop Tigray from reclaiming its land. I'm telling you.
You guys.
The reason that
you
they
guys
are
have-
surviving now is
You guys are not
they have
even
the
hurting,
machinery
man.
of Ethiopia.
You guys have so much power and so much network that you guys are making this global noise very effectively. I mean, when it comes to
Yep.
genocide, you guys didn't even feel half of what the Oromos are feeling. I mean, the whole world is still currently reporting
Well,
like 60,000
it is
people,
the Oromo
70,000.
elite. It is the Oromo elite. It's the Oromo
I know
elite and the
our
Oromo
elites failed
diaspora
us
has to
bad.
make it loud. You guys
Our
have to do
elites,
it. So that's
our
why.
elites failed us bad. You know, when you lose
I
9
think-
elites at one time, it kind of takes a whole generation to build the 9 at one time.
I think
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
I think you guys
we,
have to work on it.
we lost 9 active ones, but
No,
now
I
our
think
ages are getting closer naturally. These things come up naturally.
one thing I wanted to just
You know what the
point
solution?
out.
You know what the solution for that? Before Taha jumps in, just 1 minute. The solution for that, you have to build a generation that can stand on its own feet, not on individuals. Tigray.
That's what we've been working on.
If Debrecen is gone, there is another Debrecen. Meles is gone, there was Debrecen. So that's how we built Tigray. I could be Debrecen myself. Any Tigrayan youth could be Debrecen. So that's what you have to build in. And the other thing with the Oromo is you have to make consensus. Consensus. You don't have to have 3 parties that have different ideologies.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Do that. If you do that, it will be easy for you.
It's
The
very
problem for the
natural. Like,
Oromos now is the Oromo. It is the Oromo what is holding back the Oromos. Look at this. The Oromo government is destroying the Oromo people, Western Wallaga, all that stuff. It is you guys fighting each other. If you solve that, then you have a country for free.
Right.
Let me tell you that the worst enemy in Ethiopia right now, Abiy Ahmed in Naftanya. To get rid of this Naftanya, I think the nationality that wanted to get rid of this guy,
so that
we need to come together. We need to create airlines. We need to create airlines, fight the common enemy that we have. The common enemy right now, Abiy Ahmed. So Tigray has to push from the north, then Oromo is going to push from the central, then we're going to get rid of this Naftanya for the first and for the last.
For sure.
That's the solution. We're on the north. We're fighting hard, fight hard in the south, and come to terms as
now. Mickey, now
to define.
Mickey, now we need more connection. Now you need to lead us up the chain of the Tigray business line. We need the payments.
Fighting our enemies. So just fight. That's it.
We want to make it easy for you guys too. So. You guys are not sending
doing it, and the Oromo people are fighting for their own existence. I think you guys are in a good direction. I believe
you guys are not sending what we need. We'll send out more food. You guys.
What are we going to send?
Guns.
We're dying, my friend. We need your help at the same time. What are we going to send? Bomb?
We will send up the food. You send down the guns.
No worries.
I think we need to
even though we are not physically
hydrogen
on each other, but we are there for the same cause. So the Oromos are fighting for the same cause. We're fighting for the same cause. So that makes sense in the same.
Oromos, we got food. Everybody knows we got food. Even the Arabs know we got food. They just say, "I'll just give.
No, we got food too.
Some Naftanyas a gun, and they'll get it for me really, really cheap from you." That's what the Arabs do to us. They simply say, "I get one of them Naftanyas. You know, I get them Opidio Naftanyas. I give them a gun, and then they'll give me your food very, very cheaply."
I think this is what I want to say. I think we need to create a hydrogen bond in our side that to get rid of this. So to do that, I think we have to work it together. We have to actually integrate and bring the elite together. How are we gonna get rid of this enemy? You know.
I think for me, the solution should be we have to sit and discuss, including the Amharas, because it's gonna cost us all death.
No.
I'm not gonna sit down with the Amhara, man. I'm not gonna sit down with
nobody.
Mickey, we are done negotiating with Amaras. We are done negotiating with Amaras. Mickey,
your elite are already there. So what can you? They are working together.
Mickey, we are done.
The Oromo elite is working with
How are you gonna sit down with the Amhara, man?
Mickey,
they don't understand you.
They are already there.
Mickey, we have 3 strike rules.
This is a 21st
in Oromo
century.
culture, we have 3 strike rules.
in like
Tigres have
18 or 16
one strike already. Amharas had 7 strikes. We are down with Amharas. 3 of them, 4 of them, they cheated us. 3 of them were the chances we gave it to them to renegotiate.
No, listen. I think we don't have to dwell on the past. Past is past. So we have to pave the way to the future. To do that, well, at the end of the day, there will be a negotiation.
Mickey, are they apologizing what they have done to
the Germans negotiate with the United States, the Japanese negotiate with the United Nations. We negotiated with Derg.
No, this is happening.
Anyways, we're gonna live side by side. So I think
there
is no problem.
Mickey, we're gonna negotiate. We're gonna negotiate.
Mickey, negotiation happened.
Yeah, we're gonna negotiate.
No, negotiation happened when this genocider, they learn from their mistakes. Amhara, they're not gonna learn from the mistake. They are still applying the Menelik time, which is 1400 century or 1600 century. They're applying right now. This is 21st century. There is no way we can sit down, discuss with the Amhara elite because they never understand. They don't understand at all. They only think about themselves. They call Ethiopia only for themselves.
Mickey,
I don't see
Mickey,
myself. I don't see myself.
As we come to a conclusion, Mickey, if you call any OPDO members Oromo, you are offending us. I'm gonna let you know. Do not call any OPDO members in Oromo.
They are killing us anyways. We are already offended. We are already offended. We captured them. We put them in power, and then now they become a soldier. Soldier is a soldier. Look,
they're offending you. That's whatever deal you had with them. No, we don't recognize anybody. We don't recognize anybody who claims they're Oromo and they're hanging out in the Ethiopian camp.
Tigray is gonna negotiate not with these crooks, not with these killers. Tigray will negotiate with the legit that represents Oromo nationalists or whatever federalists we call them, and we're gonna negotiate with the Amhara, which is it's not implicated in the genocide. It's not the ones who are in power. So that's what I'm saying. I think we have to make a distinction. Our enemies are our enemies, but the people at the end of the day will exist, whether it's Amhara or Oromo or Tigray. They will not go anywhere. We have to make, even to get divorced. We have
Mickey, I need you to take this. I need you to take this message to your Tigray elites, and I'll keep this message to my Oromo. I'll keep this message to my Oromo elites too. We're gonna negotiate it just in the same style that the U.S. and Japanese negotiated.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, one second. Now, the US said, I crushed your army, so I will be your army, I'll be your gun. So I need you to pay for every Oromo gun-related expenses, just like the US pays for any Japanese-related military expenses. We need the Tigray to pay for Oromo's guns.
For what?
Because you destroy our guns. The one we bought by selling our bulls, by selling our food to Somalia. You know, you have any idea how much food we shipped to Somalia, and the Somalia ships the gun up. Now we're gonna ship this food to you, the Tigray. Tigray will never be hungry as long as you ship the guns down.
No, Tigray has its own food. Listen, let me say this, AC. Tigray is not gonna bake enough food.
Did the make rain happen in Tigray too?
Are you telling me the Oromo people are rich? No. In Ethiopia,
we're not rich.
Everybody's the same. We're
not rich.
We all live.
We're not rich. We only have food over there.
Exactly.
I think if we go back to
food for your own, Tigray will have its own food. That's not the problem. It's not about food. For that matter, Tigray doesn't think about food. Food, I don't know how you call it. The Amhara expansionists would think like food because they are like eating and living. There is no sense of humanity. But in Tigray, there is a brain that can make even the stone into food. So Tigray doesn't need that. Tigray needs a peace. Tigray needs a nation that is free for its own. I don't care. We could buy food from Kenya or Tanzania or Oromo. It's all the same.
Don't forget this claim.
Canada is buying food from Japan. Canada is buying food from India, buying from Mexico, buying from China. That's the market, we call it. But Tigray has only 5 million people. It can feed its own people. Imagine. And the Oromo has 40 million, has to feed its own.
But it only has 1 acre of land.
We don't have to depend on food. How's that?
Okay. But when you do come for food, don't you forget. You talk so bravely on here.
Plenty of food. The
I think
problem is
we shouldn't be
have to
talk
go to
about the
Tigray.
food or something.
But everybody's cheese
No,
comes
it's
from
not.
Oromia.
That's
Guys, right now,
no.
the enemy is killing us. Think the way that we need to get rid of this enemy. Don't worry about the food or guns. Oromo, we will bring back
food
our
anyways.
guns too. Tigray also get strong on our side.
Everybody is waiting for aid anyways. Whether it's Oromo or Borona or Tigray or Somalia, everybody's begging for food. Goddamn right.
Mickey, work with Oromo, you don't have to wait for the aid.
We are putting ourselves in the problem that Abiy Ahmed already in there, you know. We need to just assure that we need to move forward. The way we're going to move forward, bring the elite together.
Is in Colorado. You are in Minnesota. Yes.
Look, Mickey.
And I am in Canada.
We need to
listen. If it was about food, we wouldn't be here. It's not the food; it's the freedom that
exactly
matters.
That's exactly what I wanted to point out. Now, the issue we have, the enemy is killing us. The enemy is taking our land.
Yes.
The enemy is actually destroying our cultures, destroying
taking
our lives, taking out our life. So we need to discuss on this. I think what I wanted to tell Mickey, we need to bring elite together, sit down, discuss how can we make alliance together to get rid of this naftanya. That's the only way that we can get rid of this enemy, you know. So work on
solidarity. Is the best way.
Bring the elite.
It's going good.
On the past doesn't.
It's going good.
There is no animosity.
Mickey tells me not to dwell on the past, but when I bring up future economic possibilities, you know,
we have to learn from it. Yes, I do understand that. Yeah.
For sure. So when we do negotiate, make it
the major
about give and take this time.
Yeah, we had it. We discussed about it last time. I said we made the same mistake. We made a bad mistake as the PLF, as a PRDF, and that deserves Tigray. That hurts Tigray the most. In return, it's not only the Oromo. So taking on guns or fight with the Oromo nationalists, whatever, or OLF, was a mistake. I said that 100 times. It's not because I want to admit that to the Oromos, because it deserved or it went against our interest. So we shouldn't do that. But now we have to fix that. We have to make that and move forward. That's the best way.
Right now is a survival time. If you work hard, if you bring this unity together, fight the enemy, the common enemy we have, we will be survived. If we don't do that, the enemy will stay there and eradicating our century to century. So this is the thing that we need to work on it. So hopefully in the future, maybe Oromo and Tigray elites, not only Tigray, Benishangul, Somali, Southern, they are oppressed like us. So we need to bring together.
Yes.
We need to discuss with all of them. So with the commonality we have, you know.
For sure. This is where I come to the conclusion. Mickey and Taha, please get whatever you have off of your chest, and I have a conclusion line, and the show will end here tonight. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go ahead, Mickey.
Okay.
Whatever you want to conclude with.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Thank you for having me to be part of this. I'm really glad that we face each other and talk on common issues. So we have to encourage this thing, and the discourse has to continue between the Oromo elite and Tigray elite and the other nations and nationalities to make a good exit. That's what I believe. There is no, in Tigray, we don't believe the Oromo, the Amhara, the other nations, nationalities, as a people are not our enemies, they are our friends. The enemy is who is in power, destroying every life, destroying Ethiopia as a country. So we have to fight, including the Amharas has to fight. That is killing them, that's destroying them. The Amhara elite itself. And read Abiy Ahmed as well. So then we could decide on our future. And we will have at least, well, divorce doesn't mean death. So we could do it that way. Then we can stay good neighbors and prosper side by side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey and AC. As I said before, Ethiopia is a failed state. in this failed state, there's only one way to be survived. The way you survive, to call Article 99 and separate from Ethiopia. There is no way we can work out with Abiy. There is no way we can work out with Naftanya. Unless they learn from their mistakes, then apologize the Ethiopian people. So at this point, we need to work hard on it. So it's a day, Abiy Ahmed only has a few days that in Arakilo. So we will need to be rushed to get into Arakilo from every direction. That's what I want to say. Thank you. We need to keep a dialogue with Meki and also bring another elite then with from other nation. Then we continue our dialogue. You know.
For sure, for sure. Since the beginning or the creation of Ethiopia, it was created by dictator. Since then, Ethiopia has been ruled by one-man dictator, iron fist type of ruling. All of them, every single Ethiopian leader was forced out of office by the entire region, everybody going against him. This is a cricket culture that came with Ethiopia to East Africa. We need that cricket culture for once and for good dismantled. This cricket culture is designed and perpetuated by the Amhara elites, and the Amhara population heavily supports it. In return, they believe they get to own lands and everybody else farms their lands for them. Everybody else works for them as a second-class citizen. So supposedly, this 25 million will rule the 110 million. Basically, 20% will dominate 80%. This is their goal, and it's not gonna happen because it never happened. Every time, they too lost. They too are in poverty. They never stop war, but they never win a war. So as poor as the Oromos are, the Amharas are poor too, because these people never stopped a war. And we need this war for once and for all to end. In order to end this war, Ethiopia must end. That name Ethiopia is the worst thing that exists in East Africa. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed evening wherever you are. Have a blessed day wherever you are. Peace.
Out. Thank you, guys.
Jabbilota ko ya jabbilota oda jala kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jira jabbilota ko ya jabbilota oda jala kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jira amalo Emulea garbadesa, wano fi maltu